and welcome to another exciting episode of Down Home Dirt, the show where we dive deep into the journey of entrepreneurship with those who took the plunge and all the ups and downs that come with it. I'm your host, Dusta, and today we are recording at one of the many projects that Nate Mullins has created in Cary. It's a beautiful home. It is over on Boyd Street, and we have been given the opportunity to come in and do some filming. We're super excited about it. So welcome and thank you.
Thanks.
And who do you have with you here?
Samantha Knittle. She's project manager.
Hi, thank you. I really appreciate you arranging this for us so that we can come out here and check out this newest project. So tell me, I saw a sign out front. What is this? What is the sign about?
So we are really excited. This is our first Parade of Homes of Raleigh, and it's a pretty big event here in this Raleigh area. It's where a lot of builders come together, and they allow just the public to walk through their homes on the weekends. And we've gotten a lot of traction. Actually, last Sunday we counted 165 people walk through the home, which was just amazing to be able to just kind of show off what we like to do. And we love to do it in Cary because Cary just kind of allows us to kind of put our style, our flair on things.
It is a very beautiful home. I got to go around and look at everything, guys, and I will show it to you later. Very beautiful. Love the architecture, love the features, the details. Oh, beautiful. The black, love it. So let's start out with our basic question. It's how did you get here and where are you from?
How did we get here? That's a loaded question. So we're originally from Rochester, New York. Everybody here is New York and they allow their mind to go straight to the city. We're not from the city. It's between Buffalo and Syracuse up there on Lake Ontario. It's a really nice little location. But almost 20 years ago, we moved out and I started working for just a production home builder and just quickly advanced in the construction industry. I went into restoration, spent some time in restoration, and started my own business about 5 years ago. And that was right when COVID was hitting, so it was kind of rough times just starting out, but it really helped us to cut our teeth and really learn a lot. So.
Absolutely. I believe we met around the same time that COVID started because I started my business too, and it was a rough start. But it was great because the networking group that we met in, which was Tang,
yes, helped
me flourish a lot, and I'm hoping it did the same thing for you.
For sure.
Right?
Yes.
Best group ever. I'm going to just plug that right there.
Yeah, Tang, for sure.
Go visit our website and see the Tang episode. But it's been really great. And so tell us what made you make the jump into entrepreneurship.
Well, that's another fully loaded question, but I was kind of to a spot where it's like, am I going to keep working for everybody else, or am I going to start my own thing and put all this hard effort that I'm putting in every day for somebody else, for myself and my business? So I made the decision to make the leap of faith and jumped into starting my own business, got my license, and here we go.
I love that. That's actually a lot of people, they're like, you know what, I'm just going to do it, and that's how we all do it, I think, honestly. Nobody goes, I'm going to calculate this, because then it doesn't work out very well.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. So tell us a little bit about your support system. Like, who is your biggest supporter, and how has having that support helped you to practice success?
Wow. Okay, so my biggest support system. So I'm a big faith guy, so I really, truly believe that God allows me to have situations, opportunities that are good for us. And so he brings them out, and I thank him every day for that. And so my other support system is my wife and my kids, obviously. She's the one that allows me to take some risks when other people say you probably shouldn't. And I believe in the risk-reward factor. So she kind of allows that space for some flexibility to create opportunities like this. When you first pull up to this lot, you didn't envision what you see today. And a lot of people can't envision that, and it's hard. So, but my wife, she believes in the vision. So I would have to say she. And then, of course, my team. So Sam and Daniel, two project managers we have on staff, they just play a huge role. And if I'm feeling it, if we're in it, they are too. So they're just a huge support system, and they give me a lot of confidence as well.
No, that's great. It's very important to have that. I notice a lot of entrepreneurs that I talk to, their biggest support system is the people that they work with and for, and they always take care of them, and they take care of each other. So that's a really big thing. And as a person who has tried to hire the right people, I know all about the downs of that. So that's really amazing.
I'm a firm believer in you're only as good as your people around you. So
absolutely,
if you have good people around you and they care, it's it's a big piece. So
Yes, always hire people that believe the same things you believe. And that's really hard sometimes, especially with the world being so crazy sometimes.
absolutely.
So tell us about how you measure success. We know that, profit is obviously the goal of business, but how do you measure success in your everyday life?
So I measure success in this industry by the relationships you have when you're done building the home. All right. So I try to keep in touch with past customers, and I enjoy that piece, that we really do build a relationship inside of building a home. So that's how I measure success, is how am I keeping in touch with my past homeowners? Are they happy? Are they satisfied? And would they leave me a good review? And that's a big deal.
Absolutely. I did talk in my last episode about that. Whether they have a good or bad experience, they will still leave you a review and they will still tell people about it. So always making sure that you're focusing on customer satisfaction is number one. It's very, very much a good thing.
I think your positive impact really came to light during the last 2 weekends at the Parade of Homes, and how many past clients came and visited.
That's true. Yeah.
They really showed up to support you
It
and
was huge.
see everybody, and yeah.
Means a lot.
So this isn't your first build here, right?
No, this is our sixth one in downtown Cary. Obviously, we've built more outside of, but we really pride ourselves in being inside of this downtown Cary community. And yeah, this is our sixth one. And how we've created these opportunities is through linking up with a good realtor who's well known in this area. And we sometimes subdivide the lots to make 2 lots out of one. Yes, granted, they're really tight lots, but we build a really nice product so that you don't really care too much about what you're missing on the left and right of you, but more in the rear or in the front of the home.
I understand that. I have a half acre and I have a tiny house on it. And honestly, I would rather have more house and less lawn to mow.
Yes. Yeah.
So anytime I can take that, it's a win. So tell us about what your future looks like. What are you looking to do? You want to be the #1 home builder in all of North Carolina or just Cary?
Well, I don't know. I guess I've never really considered being that guy. I'm just really excited to be in this space as a home builder in this really competitive field. Really, it is. Going to the Parade of Homes the other night, it was really eye-opening. All these top-notch builders, and just to be in the same room, same space as them, it's actually a privilege. So.
No, that's great. And personally, I prefer somebody who does something more custom versus the cookie cutter neighborhoods. That drives me insane.
Yeah, us too. And really, that we've found that that's what customers really want too. And that's what's driving them to us. And that's the type of clients, customers that we're looking for, is somebody who appreciates that custom home, not just that cookie cutter that's thrown up in 120 days.
Yes, and also just as a cleaner myself, I've seen homes that have been built within the last couple of years that are already falling apart, and we've been servicing them from the beginning, and that is something that you don't get with you. You get customized, you get quality, and you get that peace of mind, and I think that's really important for your clients to understand too.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, and I'm just loving this barn door you have here too. Very custom, very chic.
Cool. Yeah, thanks.
The little touches, it's the little things that just make this very unique home. And I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they had mentioned about how everybody wants something in their home that makes it unique from everyone else. And you deliver that.
We sure do. And we try to find those opportunities, right? Not just allowing just another cabinet or built-in to the left or the right of the fireplace, but to make it unique, to make it special for that particular client.
Absolutely.
And finding out what their style is. So that's a big piece. So if we can find out what that customer's style is, that helps us to allow and cast a vision for the different unique spaces.
Absolutely. So tell us about who your ideal client is.
Ideal client is anybody who allows us to kind of install, place cool, fun things, right? Like not always just your basic, So just
Got the hard questions today.
being able to be creative, in the space.
That is a big one. Creativity. I'm obviously a creative. Look at me. So that's why I love looking at the different things that you've done with these homes. And you're never like copy paste.
Yes.
That is the best part. So tell us about your main marketing strategy right now. How do you bring in clients?
Well, bringing in clients, that's tough because, the hard piece right now is the land. All the builders know, like, land's kind of hard to find right now. And so you're having to go outside of where you normally are. So yeah, we're having to look outside of the box. What's the box? Wake County. Everybody knows it, and so having to go outside of that and trying to create and make opportunities, it is challenging right now. So trying to partner up with some good realtors. We're always looking for some good realtors who are like-minded, who share the idea of relationship building inside of our workspace.
No, absolutely. And do you just do homes here in the Triangle, or are you willing to travel all over the state?
Yeah, no, we really try to stay right where we're good at. So I would probably say Lake Royale to Bowie's Creek out that way, Chatham County, Johnston County. We love Johnston County.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
There's a lot there, actually,
There is.
in comparison to Wake.
Yeah, and it's turning over. It's coming out. So yes, we're getting a lot more opportunities in Johnston County as well.
It's up and coming. I hear that it has grown tremendously just in the 5 years that I've lived there. It started out at I think maybe 19,000 people, and now it's almost to 30,000 people.
Wow.
So lots of opportunities, and I'm excited to have somebody come in and do custom building, because I'm telling you, all those Lennar homes, whew, they all look the same.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. I don't know. I like uniqueness, clearly.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So I would love that you come out there and put your touch on it. We'll have to come out and check out something out there that you do.
Yeah.
So
let's
definitely
do it.
invite us.
For sure.
So tell us about what would be the best advice you heard to jump into entrepreneurship. What did someone tell you and you were like, yes, and it made you go, I'm going to do it? I could start with mine.
Yeah, you go.
My best advice that someone ever said to me, and it's what I'm doing with the podcast, it's what I've done with my business cleaning, is do it stupid and you'll figure it out along the way. And I was like, oh. So sometimes I stumble, sometimes I don't say the right things. I do have editing software, so this way I can make it better. But just do it stupid.
I like that. I feel like I kind of live my life like that a little bit. Sounds good. Let's try it. And if we need to pivot along the way, we'll fix it. But sometimes there's not really a rhyme or reason for things. You just got to kind of go with it.
That's true. And being an entrepreneur, you have to know when to pivot, how to pivot. And sometimes you got to let go of your ideas that, we've always done it this way and try something new.
That's true.
And I noticed that is something that a lot of entrepreneurs, we have a hard time with.
I think Nate's fantastic at that. He's very receptive to all of the ideas that Dan and I have and everything that we want to bring to the table, and always keeping up with being better, doing better, thinking of different innovative ways, and
Maybe not
always
being
making improvements.
Yeah, maybe not being so set in stone with your ways, but being able to flex a little bit as you learn, right? So, we're kind of coming into situations, and we have to get better at certain areas, and so there's nothing wrong with that. It's part of growing, and so maybe not being so closed up to, how you've always done things, but being flexible.
Absolutely.
That'd be good.
And my biggest thing is always networking, because sometimes you could tell somebody that does, I don't know, a completely different business than you, your problem, and they will go, have you thought of these 7 different ways to fix it? And you're like, no, and I would have no idea that you did, but thank you so much.
Yeah, fresh perspective is sometimes huge, yeah.
Absolutely. I went and was networking yesterday with somebody who does something in a completely different field, and I was like, oh, I just don't know how I'm going to do this. And they were like, let me tell you my ideas. And I was like, oh, now I feel like a renewed sense of energy. I'm going to go do these things.
Yeah.
So we've heard a lot from you. I want to hear from Samantha. Tell me about your job. What does a day in the life of Samantha look like?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it varies so much day to day that some days I'm dressed like this, other days we are in yoga pants and oversized BQuest hoodies and no makeup and hair up. That was yesterday for the first half of the day, and the second half of the day was an award show. So you don't really know, you don't really know how I sometimes keep an extra change of clothes in my car because I don't know, if I'm going to end up in a crawl space later. I mean, project manager, we do everything from... Where do I start? I don't even know.
Computer office work to boots on the ground?
Yeah, so it's a lot of, I'm going to speak for myself and Daniel, kind of as the project manager day to day. So it's a lot of scheduling, it's a lot of communication with our subcontractors, it's a lot of calculations and budgeting and numbers, ordering materials, checking materials in, making sure they get to the job site, communication with the homeowners, keeping Nate and the other project manager informed, for both of us always. And for me, I do have my hands in the marketing side, so the social media and the Instagram, the networking, so attending Tang and different chamber events and just staying within the community.
So you're out there on the networking floor spreading the word about this amazing builder.
Yes.
See, so it takes a team. I love this.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I always like to tell people you should always have more than one person on your networking team, even if it's just, like I have my daughter who goes out and has networking with me. So that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I think we all approach like our day-to-days. I think Nate has us set up, tell me if I'm wrong, that he has really helped us all learn our strengths and how we can put those to good use on a day-to-day basis so that we're all giving our 100% in different areas and coming together to make amazing homes. And yeah.
Well, they've got a lot of strength, so it's not hard to make it seem like that's the case.
Thank you.
No, that's great. It sounds like great leadership is what is number one, and you're a general contractor. Is that correct?
Yeah, general contractor.
Okay. No, I don't know the difference. Tell me the difference between just saying you're a home builder and a general contractor.
General contractors, they contract out other contractors to basically build custom stuff, and builder is
You design.
same thing. Builder is a general contractor, but you can take on different types of jobs.
Okay.
Not just building a home, but you can build additions. You can do a lot of things.
No, that's great, because I think there's a lot of people out there that don't understand the difference, and when they say, hey, I need someone to do X, Y, and Z, they don't know where to go. That's why I ask, tell us what that difference is, because if I'm looking to get, I don't know, a pool installed in my home, would I call you?
You could, because we do have a guy for that. But no, you'd probably want to call a pool guy, so you're not, paying the builder's fee as well, to be honest.
Oh, I'll see it more. I'm learning. That's why I love this podcast, because I'm learning about things I didn't know that was a thing. That explains why the pool guy came out and was like, yeah, it's going to be like $200,000 to dig this and put it in. I was like, cool, blow up pool it is. I was thinking like, a couple thousand, but 200 was like, I
Yeah.
could build a whole new house for that, right?
Yeah, so those pool builders, they should have a general contractor's license.
And how do you check on that?
Oh, you can look it's public records. Yeah, you can call the NC license board and you can find out whoever has a license and what their number is.
The reason I ask that is I'm from Florida, and in Florida they have a lot of guys that can do it, and they come and they scam you and take your money and run. And here I almost never hear about that, and I think it's because you have that board where you can go look and check and make sure. And maybe they do in Florida, but they just don't do it. I don't know, different lifestyle.
It's a pretty active board, so I mean they're pretty involved. Yeah.
Which is amazing. I feel like North Carolina is a little bit more involved in business versus where I'm from, which is why there's different laws for different states.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give someone who's wanting to take the plunge into becoming a home builder?
Well, there's a ton of opportunities in this particular area, so I would say just do it. Make good connections, and everything you do, make sure you do a good job, because that's the stuff that actually puts the stamp on who you are. So it's important for us and anybody starting their business, just do a good job, and you're already a step ahead of the majority, to be honest.
Absolutely. So I want to hear from you. What advice would you have for someone who wanted to become a project manager? You wear many hats.
You wear many hats. You have to learn how to manage your time properly. I think that is one of the biggest things that I have to face on a daily basis is you have all these tasks, a limited amount of time. You need to look at what you have probably the night before, look at what you have coming up for that next day and see what are my top 3 priorities. We need to get those knocked out, and then we can move on to like priority list B. And if we really have time in the day, if we're really motivated, we can move on to list C. So just really paying attention to what your priorities are and how other people depend on you and what you need to be providing to them through a daily basis to help keep everything moving and work together as a team.
Absolutely. I think communication and organization are the top 2 priority things when it comes to owning a business or working in project management, because you are the 2 people they go to whenever something goes wrong or something is needed.
Yeah.
And so that's really great. It seems like you have really great leadership, and I love that you've brought her on and she's been able to help you grow. This is awesome. As I remember when it was just you, essentially. And this has been, 5 years at this point?
Yeah, that's right.
That's amazing. So in
Yeah.
5 years, you've been from one guy to an entire team.
Yes, very thankful.
I love that. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the house and what you've done to it?
Yeah, so this house, it's just over 3,700 square feet. It's 3 floors. The master's on the 2nd floor. A big reason for that is because we are trying to give an open floor concept on a really skinny lot, which is really hard when you don't want to use all your space in the backyard. So this home is under contract. The homeowners are scheduled to close on the 25th, which is in about 2 weeks.
Amazing.
And they are planning to put a pool in the backyard because they have the space. Whereas if we were to put the master down, there might not have been the space to do so. So just understanding what the market might want, what are the things that they might could compromise on, and what do they really want in the space. So we all thought that they would really want the big backyard over a master down. So.
No, completely understand. So my question, just because I don't know this, do you purchase the lot, start building it before you have a buyer, or do you do it prior?
Sometimes it's a little bit of both. So sometimes we will buy the lot and we'll list it with a rendering of what could be their home on the lot. And if we have people who are digging the vision and want to roll with it, then they'll come in, they'll buy the lot, and then we'll build under a contract with them. But in this particular situation, we actually spec'd this one out to finish, and then a week before the parade started, we had a buyer, which was awesome.
That's amazing. Wow, I'm impressed. So I'm going to go take a tour of this, but do you want to look at the camera and tell everybody about where they can find you, your website, your email address, phone number?
Absolutely. So if you want to come check us out, we'd invite you to go to our website. It's BQuestHomes.com. Feel free to check out our Instagram, and I'll let Sam introduce that.
The Instagram handle is BQuest121.
And we have a Facebook showing as well, and we
gotta get you guys on TikTok, all right?
Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah.
All right, we gotta get them on TikTok. Well, thank you for joining us for another exciting episode of Down Home Dirt. We'll see you next week.